Hello and welcome. Just making sure this is on and it's working. Welcome, welcome. Happy Aquarius supermoon, full moon, blue moon, and happy moon day and happy reading and Limpias. I hope everyone's doing well. Hello, hubby. Good to see you. I hope everyone's had a good day. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I know, hello, Renew the Groove. I hope you're doing well. This was a pretty intense weekend, so I would love to hear how y'all are doing, how you're feeling, what's been going on. We definitely have been feeling, hey Kelsey, we've definitely been feeling this full moon, supermoon energy much more, I think, than we normally would with other moons because of its closer proximity to us. So it's a supermoon, meaning that it's closer to the Earth. This won't be the closest that the moon will be this year. That will actually be later on with the Beaver full moon, which I believe is in October. Or even November. I have to look back. Hey, Katie, good to see you. So just kind of, we're really feeling it. We're really feeling these energies, and these energies are really prevalent for us right now. Like I said, I know I was experiencing it the whole weekend, as my husband was too, and I've seen it with other people on social media that we're definitely feeling the feels. We're definitely feeling this energy. This Aquarius full moon, super moon, blue moon, which another reason that it's called the blue moon, there's two terms of blue moons, is when it's either two moons in the same month or two full moons in the same month, or it's at the time of like when it's closer, which is the super moon, and also just the timing of where it is in the month too. So this is a potent moon. I would say this is a rare moon. And we're feeling it, I think, even stronger because it's a little bit more challenging as it's squaring Uranus and Saturn right now. And I'm sorry, Mars. And this is a Saturn and Uranus ruled sign. So traditionally, Aquarius would be ruled by Saturn, but in modern astrology, it's also ruled by Uranus. So Uranus is the planet of rebellion. It's the planet of sudden changes, sudden enlightenment, sudden shock, technology. So it can really shake things up. It's meant to be unconventional. And that's very much what this Aquarius energy is like. And Uranus is also one of the other planets, or one of the few planets that revolves or spins on an axis, and that's the only planet in the solar system that does that. So that's just speaking to its eccentric, its difference, it being authentic to itself, but still existing in the collective energy, right? Because Aquarius is also about the collective. It's also about the collective consciousness. It's about community. How can you be of service to not just your truth, but to your people around you, to those that you love dearly, to your community, to your field of work, and all of those things above. So this is a pretty intense moon. And like I said, with Saturn also being a ruler of Aquarius, we're also thinking about restrictions, boundaries, limitations, responsibilities, a time where we're getting like a reality check, and it might come through quickly and suddenly. And so this is a time of great enlightenment. This is a time of releasing. This is a time of letting things go. This is also a time of like really looking at how you have been able to manage through the tougher months that you may have experienced. I know the collective has been going through drastic changes since really 2020, even before that. But this year, I feel like I've seen so many people speak about how things are changing rapidly and things are changing kind of suddenly, whether it be in their personal lives, and we're also just seeing it in foundations and structures. Could this be why you get COVID and you need to slow down? Yes, absolutely. It could be why you got COVID. And that's also, hello, Goldilocks. With that, with you even bringing up COVID too, this Aquarius supermoon is really going to highlight our health and well-being. We are still in Leo season, so we're still feeling that Leo energy too. But this is a time where we're being asked to kind of lay low, to slow down. Many astrologers are not recommending that this be a time of manifesting, but rather just be time of releasing, re-strategizing, re-looking at how you've been, looking at how strong you've been through challenging times, even like within COVID. I know that there is a COVID surge happening right now. So the other theme that could come up within this week is the collective well-being, the collective health, the collective ability to take care of itself. And because we're in Leo season still, we're going to see it very loudly and even maybe somewhat dramatic too. And we are also in Mercury in retrograde, and Mercury just went into Leo not that long ago. So we have that outer and more speaking out influence, right? So this is going to be a week where we might see some news in the collective when it comes to our health and well-being, when it comes to things related to the heart chakra. So this is, think of like your lungs, think of like congestion, even your throat, even things like how are you following your heart, how are you allowing yourself to follow your dreams, and where has the collective or societal standards stopped you or inhibited you or even limited you or restricted you from feeling like you can truly follow your heart and truly follow your dreams. So we might be seeing more people beginning to make those shifts that might not be something where they're taking action right now, but this is going to be a time where we're really thinking about what we need to do and change, but also understanding what has been good and how far you've made it in the time in which you've made. Letting go, this speaks to you so much right now. You're in a process of letting go a lifelong toxic relationship. Congratulations for choosing yourself. I've been in that situation personally, and it is not an easy thing to navigate, but the fact that you're doing it and you're here and you're releasing that is beautiful. And this would be a really beautiful time to cut those cords. This might be a night where maybe you, I know this is something I totally did in high school, so Leo energy, that inner child energy, which I really tried to embody that today. One of my favorite things to do when I broke up with like a boyfriend or a friend, I would like, and I didn't even know I was doing magic at the time, I would write their name down and maybe burn their photo, or I would just say writing their name down and say I cut the cords and I released it, and then I would burn it and I would put it, throw it into the ashes into like the fire pit, or when I was in high school, I was doing it in my room. So I had like a little cauldron or whatever. Just be sure to not set things on fire, because I almost did that when I was in high school. But it was so freeing. It was so rejuvenating. And that's also what this Aquarius moon is about, is cutting those toxic cords, taking time to slow down, taking time to reevaluate. Because again, like I said, we're still in Mercury in retrograde. So these things are it's think a lot of redoing things. I can't tell you how many times I've had to redo certain things. Like I was making malas this weekend and I had to redo it multiple times. I made multiple malas, and the malas that I made, actually I made some new ones for myself and my husband. I had to do it 3 times. And then I made a couple other ones and I had to keep redoing those, or going out shopping and I forgot something. So, you know, Mercury does rule travel, so there is going to be delay. Aquarius is also that like collective energy. So if anybody is traveling, you may experience some delays or some pauses, especially when it comes to technology and travel. So yes, this is a good time to release. This is a good time to kind of lay low, kind of keep it chill, and just allow things to come to you versus going after it. So I'm really excited to do this reading and this Limpias today, because I really do feel like this is going to be a big release for us all. So I'm excited to get things started. I'm trying to think. Before I do that though, there are a few announcements that I just want to make real quick. I just recently, and before I go, backtrack a little bit. Before I make those announcements, to get a further and deeper understanding of how this Aquarius supermoon is going to be affecting you, pull up your birth chart after the slide and look and see what house Aquarius sits in, and look into that house and even like maybe some of the planets to get an understanding of like what that means for you. So for example, my Aquarius sits in my 9th house. So with that being said, the 9th house is about teaching, travel, sharing your knowledge and your wisdom. It's also about long distance travel and lots of teaching, philosopher energy. So with that being said, over the weekend, I announced 2 classes that I'll be teaching coming up here soon. One will be in September at Dark to Light, and that will be my home cleansing course, which I'm very excited about. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Tiffany. So that one is Dark to Light, September 5th on a Thursday on a Jupiter day, and that's my home cleansing course. This is my most popular course. This is one of the few that I've also teach. I haven't taught a ton, but anytime I offer it, it's always a really good time to cleanse, to release, and it really is just a really in-depth class that will show you and teach you how to look at your home and not only cleanse it energetically, but to understand why there might be certain things happening within your home or within your life, because you are a reflection of your home. So we'll be going through the breakdown of that. We'll be going through how to cleanse it, how to approach it. Hi, Erin. How to even, what tools to use, when to do it, when not to do it. It's a very in-depth class. And this was actually a class that, was birthed from my mentor, my shamanic mentorship back in 2020. A lot of my studying for that shamanic mentorship was cleansing the home, understanding how to cleanse the home. So this will be about cleansing your home personally. We're not going to go into how to cleanse other people's home. I'll be offering that part 2 in December. And then so that Dark to Light, you can go on my website, ameaningfuldream.com/school or School of Higher Consciousness, and you'll see the button that will take you directly to Dark to Light's website to purchase your tickets. And that's on, again, September 5th from 7 to 9 p.m. And Dark to Light is at Southgate, so this is an in-person session. I highly recommend it. You'll never see your home ever. You'll never see your home the same way ever again. And actually, ironically, Dave and I literally just finished cleaning our home today. It felt like it was a good day to just release things, let go of things, and remove things. And then I also have Become a Teen Oracle that I'll be offering at Moonlit Mystic, which will be October 27th from 2 to 5 p.m. And that is for ages 13 to 19. And this is a class where I'm going to be sharing the art of divination. And we're going to be going through various types of ways for someone to do some divination. And this is going to be geared more towards, again, like 13 to 19 is the age range for this class. And I specifically created things that will cater to them, that will help invoke their inner child, but also still help them, hey Becca, be able to tune in and grow their intuition and heighten that intuition and just see divination in a different way and show them where they probably already are already intuitive. So like helping guide them through that. So I'm very excited for that. And then October 19th, I will be at Witches Be Witchin'. That's my only vending event that I have. Hey Sarah, that I have planned for the year. So that is a time where you can come see me in person. You can come see all the apothecary items. There's a lot of things that I've been making that I haven't released yet, that I have been preparing for this. And you can also get a personal Limpias from me there as well. And that will be $44 for 15 minutes. And this is the only vendor event that I have planned for this year. I don't plan on doing anything more. So if you want to come out and be with community, I really highly encourage you to do so. So those are my main announcements. So we have the home cleansing class at Dark to Light, September 5th. We have the Become a Teen Oracle, October 27th, and then Witches Be Witchin' at Moonlit Mystic on October 19th. So that's all I have for announcements for right now. If you haven't already signed up for my newsletters, you can go on my website, ameaningfuldream.com. I send one at least about a week, and then I do like one big monthly newsletter too. It's all free, and you get exclusive updates on my oracle deck that I'm creating called Let's Take a Trip, with all of my psychedelic experiences and my universal truths, but in card form, which I'm really excited about. And then you can also just get updates before social media and anybody else about other things that I might be doing. So I want to show you what I have on the table for us tonight. I have, of course, the Luna Essence. This is the Aquarius full moon, and the mantra is, I am grateful for my freedom, because this moon, again, is about freeing yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, and collectively. And I also have sunny days because we're still in Leo season. I also feel like this moon is a little bit of a heavier and challenging moon, so just to help uplift us and give us joy and abundance. I also have lunar meteorites on the table. I wasn't going to show y'all, but something was like, show them. So these are real pieces of the moon. Then I also have, we're going to be using a pine bundle, and I chose pine tonight because it represents, pine is a tree of peace, of harmony, and in Native American culture, it's actually known as the peace tree. And then we'll be doing the cleanse too with my rainbow peacock feathers and these rocks that I found at Sleeping Bear Sand Dunes Beach, wanted to come out, so we're also going to be using this tonight too. And you can get the Sunny Days and Luna Essence on my website at ameaningfuldream.com. And then another tool, which everyone really loves, is my Thunder. I don't even know how to, like, it's my Thunder tool. It sounds like thunder. So we're going to shake things up. Literally. Very excited about that one. And then I have my crystals on the table, which we'll be using here. I have a very special deck that I specifically chose because the name of this deck is called Sacred Revolution. Now, hey Mike, the thing about this deck though, it's a very intense and in-depth deck. So when I do pull this card, I will be reading from the book because I am still learning. I've had this deck for over a year and I'm still learning. Like, this is a very juicy deck. It has so much information. So we're going to be using this tonight. Then we're going to be using my She Wolf Tarot from Serpent Fire, which I really love. My Lilith is also in Aquarius, so I was feeling like that dark goddess vibe. So that's what we have here. And then been using the moon cards a lot lately, so we're going to be using the Spirit de la Lune Oracle cards as well. So before we get into this, let's go ahead, get in a comfortable position if you haven't already. Take a sip of water. Yum. All right, y'all. Let's take a deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We're going to do this 2 more times. In through the nose. 1 more time. Let it all out. I ask spirit guides, ancestors, plant cestors, animal cestors, and angels to be here with us today as we do this collective full moon reading for the Aquarius moon. I open up the space so you may deliver the messages through me to those who are watching now or later. May you keep us safe, grounded, and protected as we listen and receive these messages. And may you keep us in peace and harmony moving forward and throughout this Aquarius full moon. So dope it be. All right. We'll do a couple of sprays. This mantra is I am grateful for freedom. I am grateful for freedom. You are grateful for freedom. We are grateful for freedom. Receive, receive. We'll be doing that again later, but I like opening up with it too. And be nice to us, cards. Help us see the joy and the light in this as well. So dope it be. All right, let's do this. Let's see what we got. All right, Luna, spirit guides, ancestors, plancestors, star sisters, what magic and medicine do you have for us for this Aquarius Supermoon Blue Moon for the collective and for those here? All right. Okay. I don't know what the cards are yet. Spirit guides, ancestors, star sisters. Okay. Easy. Love. The other thing that I've noticed before I keep doing this is there's also a lot of like neighborhood shifting, a lot of neighborhood energy stuff happening. So I would just be mindful of that too. Spirit guides, ancestors, star sisters. All right. Okay. Oh, wow. That's a lot of cards. Okay. All right. Let's start with this and then I'll pull some crystals here momentarily. Actually, I remember what this card is, but we'll still read it. Okay. Love, love, love. Interesting. Okay. So let's start with tarot. So we actually got 2 major arcana cards. Remember how I was saying earlier, this is an intense moon. This is a big moon. This one, we're all going to be feeling it in some way, shape, or form. We got the Lovers. And we also got the Wheel of Fortune, but it came up in reverse. So with the Lovers coming up here, this is a time where we're seeing both light and shadow of ourselves and of others. This is also a time where we're choosing our hearts, where we're choosing the path in which will allow us to be the most loved within ourselves and feel the most love within ourselves. And so this is a time of like hard truths coming up where Maybe we're being asked to evaluate our relationships. We're being asked to evaluate not just relationships with people, but places and things and structures and ideas and concepts. Like, is this story that you've been telling, or the structure or foundation that you have set up for yourself, is it serving you anymore? And if it's not, then it's time to choose a path of love, to choose a path of that will allow those partners, your soul family, to come to you so you can uplift one another and move together, right? Because this full moon energy is very much that collective energy, remembering that we are all one. And actually, I wanted to share the reason that I wore this shirt is because it made me think of Cheetah Girls. And I don't know if y'all watch Cheetah Girls, but at the end, they sing a song like, "We are sisters, we stand together, like our spots are different, they're all different colors, but we're still one big family." And that's very much what this Aquarius moon is about, right? So it's like acknowledging that, like, we're one big family, like we're cheetah sisters and brothers, right? Our colors and our spots might be different, and we might have a different way of living or way of being, but that still is a big part of the intricate web that connects us as one and connects us to who we are, but also who others are or aren't. So this is asking for us to be mindful and to be loving and forgiving of both your light and your shadow, where things maybe haven't worked and where people and places haven't worked, and be willing to choose a path that is going to bring harmony into your future and into the present as well. You love Cheetah Girls and your sister was a huge fan. I love that. I knew, I was like, someone's gonna relate, someone's gonna know. I love that. I love that. Oh, and then I realized too, I'm gonna put this here. I never posted this comment. So at any point in time, oh no, it doesn't want to work. Okay, so at any point in time, if you would like to tip me, you can do so at Venmo at ameaningfuldream, or you can do so at Cash App, ameaningfuldream, or PayPal, ameaningfuldream@gmail.com. I couldn't, I don't know why it won't let me post it. I had it copied and ready, but whatever, it's fine. So anyway, so this is also asking us to understand that there might be some things that are happening for you that you might not have full control over. Because with Uranus, things come suddenly. Things come to shake things up on purpose to get you to maybe move in a path that maybe you've been needing to move, or move away from a path that you no longer need to be on. So we have this Wheel of Fortune coming up for us too, basically reminding us that we are co-creators, but we are also, things are moving in our favor, but in order for them to really move forward in our favor, we might have to let go and surrender and take some time to go within and to see where maybe you have been responsible, or you have been the one that has contributed to things either not going your way or things going your way. Like, because again, we're looking at both the light and the shadow. We're not looking at just one or the other. And it's not this and that, or I'm sorry, it's not this or that, it's this and that. So we're looking at the bigger picture, and this is very much a bigger picture full moon. So taking time to go within, taking time to see, okay, where have I been holding on to control? Or where am I needing to have more discipline to feel like I have more control? Hello, 111 Gateway. Good to see you. This is also asking for us too to understand, like, we do get affected by the planets and by the places around us. So like, if things are happening in your neighborhood, even though it might not be happening directly to you, there's still energy shifting and you're going to feel it in some way, shape, or form. So this is also maybe understanding like where you fit in the collective scale, but it's also understanding that there might be outside influences that maybe we need to be more mindful of our boundaries, but also understanding that sometimes we might not have full control. It's like the planets, like, and this makes me think of that because like we have the whole solar system here. So even though we are still individual people, what is happening astrology wise, this is why we're here. It's literally why we're doing this live. Whatever happens astrology wise does affect us because we are all connected. So it's acknowledging that and understanding that everything that is happening for you is happening for you, and there is a purpose and there is a reason. But there's also this reality check of like, hey, like, where have you been responsible And how are you responsible for things working or not working? Then we also have the planting moon preparation. So we're in the last days of summer, we're getting ready to move into fall. This is a time where many of us are probably harvesting from our garden and we're preparing for what is to come. And that's very much what this moon is asking for us too, is to understand like we're preparing for the next part, but we're also planting new seeds that are going to take us into the long term, into the future too, because Saturn is also a ruler of time. And Saturn is about doing the work over time. Little actions over time can grow into something beautiful and magnificent. And sometimes, most of the time, what I've been learning especially is that it's better to do it slowly than it is to do it quickly, because it's going to be more sustainable. That doesn't mean that you can't build something quickly and you won't find success, because sometimes that is the case. But most of the time, even if it does happen quote unquote quickly, you've been putting in the work. What is that? Sometimes like Instagram does these like random things. Like, I don't know, was it because I did that? I don't. There you go. That was spirit being like, yes, yes. Like, if those things happen quote unquote quickly, it's because you have already been doing the work in some way, shape, or form. So, just kind of keep that in mind too and give yourself some credit. And also looking at like what seeds have you planted that are now growing, or what seeds have you planted that aren't growing, and where can we replace those seeds? We also have Virgo energy, the healer. So there is an element of healing ourselves, healing the collective, and understanding that if you want to help in the collective and you don't know how, the best way to do so is helping yourself. You're gonna help, and that doesn't mean like don't show up in your community. That doesn't mean don't be of service to your community and don't offer things to your community. But if you feel helpless, then that's the time to go within and to help yourself and to heal yourself. Because all it takes is one person. All it takes is one thing to trigger something within that web, within that mycelium network, to shift things. Think about the monkeys and how monkeys learn how to, like, they gave this opportunity for, I think it was like a monkey using a tool, and then all of a sudden all the rest of the monkeys started to do the same thing, but they never were taught that. It's because that one monkey was doing it. So like, think of it's the same thing here. Like, healing yourself will help heal others, and it will inspire that within your lineage, within your friends, within your community, and your soul family. So in even your neighborhood too. So how can you help yourself? This is also about health and wellness. So again, we are seeing a collective rise in sickness. I know there's been a lot of people posting it's summertime. Why is everyone sick? There is a surge of COVID and other things coming up as we get closer to the winter season. The seasons and the energy and just the sudden shifts in our weather due to climate change are also going to be things that are going to come up, but that's also partly why some of the sickness is here. But at that same time, there's sickness for other reasons too that we won't get into. And this is basically telling us to just take extra good care of your health and your well-being, to take care of your spiritual health, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, and everything in the above, and even your home health. Like Virgo energy is very much like home energy. So are you taking care of the health of your home? Are you taking care of those within your home and the energies in which you have in your home and the things that occupy your space? Like, this is a good moon to let go, to release, to purge, to declutter. So if you want to learn more about how to like energetically cleanse your home and kind of like a shamanic perspective, you can take my class on September 5th at Dark to Light, and I'll be going into that too. But your health is your wealth. So just keeping that in mind too. We also have devotion, which I love that this is coming up for us too, because this full moon is asking us like, who, what, where are you devoted to? And are you devoted to yourself? Are you devoted to your health and well-being? How can you devote to your health and well-being? What kind of practices or routines can you implement to better your health and your wellness and your spiritual enlightenment. This is very much an enlightened kind of energy too. So if you've been really devoted on your spiritual path and your spiritual healing, even if you haven't, honestly, there's going to be an opportunity where you're going to be shown what you've been devoted to and how to either hone in on that more, or where things maybe need to be removed so you can keep growing. Because this is like, even though we're releasing, there is an element of growth, but this is a growth where it won't happen until we kind of go within. Because again, we have Mercury in retrograde. When Mercury is in retrograde, we're being asked to relook at our communication. We're being asked to relook at our plans. We're being asked to maybe look at like travel ideas or places that you want to go. Like, how are you moving? You know, we're relooking at even like business. Mercury is like I can't think of the word right now, rules over things like markets and things like that. So, and even money, even though technically it isn't, that's also kind of a theme here too. So we're being asked, like, where are you devoted? And are you devoted to yourself? Because you can't pour from an empty cup. We also have the crone moon coming up here too. So this is about deep wisdom. This is about trusting in your intuition. Aquarius is the rebellion. The Aquarius is the rule breaker. They're eccentric, they're loud, they're different, and we're Leo, and we're in Leo season. So this is a time to trust your intuition, even if everyone else around you isn't doing the same thing. And that can be really hard. And I can tell you for a fact, for me, I feel like that's really been challenged because everyone moves at a different pace. Everyone moves at a different time. And you have to honor that truth of where you are or where you aren't. And you have to follow your intuition, even if others around you aren't, or even if others around you aren't doing the same thing. You might be asked for this full moon. Maybe you need to move in a place and choose this path that's going to offer love, but it might be different than what everyone else around you is currently doing. Aquarius energy is very much like trendsetter. I often like to say trendsender. You know, so like they're setting the trends. They're starting things that maybe no one else around them is doing, and they might not get it at first, but then give it a couple months, now everyone's doing it. Now it's like a cool thing. It's like how demure became so popular so quickly, right? All it took was one person, and now it's everywhere on the internet. And now everyone is engaged with this. And that was something that this person was doing for a long time, right? So all it takes is one person to send this collective vibrational frequency, but it takes also listening to your intuition and trusting that deep wisdom that's coming through. And I know with this full moon, there are some harsh truths that are coming to light and coming forth. So trusting your intuition. So like if you're being asked to let go of something and you might not know why, but you know you're being asked to do it, you have to trust that your intuition is guiding you in that direction for a reason, and you may not have the answers right now. Especially with Mercury being in retrograde, things are going to be delayed. And with Uranus shaking things up suddenly and quickly, you might have to really lean on your intuition. We always should be leaning on our intuition, right? But it really just goes back to, if it don't feel right, it's because it's not. And if it feels good, it's because it is. And sometimes that means we have to break through our fears. Like, you know, something scary might not feel good, but inwardly we know it's the right thing for us to do, right? So it's like different words, right? Mercury and Gatorade. It really gets me when it comes to my words, but it's really just about asking yourself, like, is this the right thing for me to do? Even if I'm scared, my intuition is telling me that I need to do this, even though it's really scary. And even though I may not have all the answers right now. It's okay to break the rules, especially when your intuition is guiding you to do so. And those rules might be something so simple, or it might be asking you to speak up against something and loudly. We are in Leo season. Mercury is in Leo. So if your wisdom is guiding you to move in a direction, you have to trust it no matter what. I'm going to pull a crystal before I read this card because I need the book for that. Spirit guides and ancestors, what other magic or medicine do you have for us for this Aquarius full moon? What other guidance can you give us? Ooh, okay, ooh, lots of blue. Okay, we have sodalite on the table. Hey, Tiffany, so good to see you. Hey, Moonlit Mystic. So we have sodalite here in the solar plexus. So that sun energy, that Leo energy. Sodalite always makes me think of the earth. This is like a stone that if you look at it, especially like in the sphere, you can actually go to Moonlit Mystic. I know they have some. And it looks like planet Earth. I actually, oh dang, I should have brought it on the table. I have a sphere that's sodalite, and I bought it specifically because it looks like planet Earth. So for this showing up in their solar plexus, this is also reminding you to be confident in what you are offering for the collective, and be confident that even if it is just taking care of yourself right now, that that's what you're offering the collective, and that you're being asked to do that now for a reason. Because I feel like 2025 is really going to ask for us collectively to ascend. And so everything that's happening now, everything that's coming through for this full moon is going to be relevant to next year in 2025, and even the next few months moving forward. So be confident in your truth. Shine in your truth. Don't be afraid to be different. This is Aquarius energy is like, fly that freak flag, like have fun, be at peace. Like Aquarius energy is also like that music festival vibe, right? Like peace, love, oneness, like we're all connected. Like, yeah, so like be confident in like where you stand in that, right? Because we need everybody to be in your unique, authentic truth. We don't need everybody to be the same, because that's how things are going to change, and that's also just how we thrive naturally. Yes, you can feel it coming. I agree. Like 2025, it's going to ask us to ascend. So what's coming up now will be relevant to how you're going to be asked to help elevate the consciousness. Kelsey says being unapologetically you is the best magic you can offer. Yeah, it is, because especially because we're in a time where I think the powers that be and other people that maybe don't want to see us be authentic are going to make it, or have been making it, to where they want us all to be the same, and we're not meant to be the same. So this also, sodalite is also like the student stone. So this also makes me think of like being a learner, being a student, being in the space where like you don't know it all, and be confident with what you know, but be confident with what you don't know, and not letting your ego get in the way of admitting like, I actually don't know. And even not letting your ego get in the way of what information you do know and what information you do want to share. I love this because this makes me think of like, you know, I'm getting ready to teach classes. So it's like being confident with what I'm teaching. This is also a teacher stone. So being confident that what you're teaching is being seen too, right? And not being afraid to be seen. And oftentimes, and this is something I really learned this year too, is the people that you inspire the most probably won't even tell you. And they may not even like acknowledge you. And you may not even know that you're inspiring them. That's why it's so important that we live our authentic truth. And that doesn't mean like we're rainbows and sunshine and happy all the time. That means like you are who you are at all times, at all spectrums that you came here to be. Hey, Mikey Days. So this is a time where like it's okay to show people, to tell your people that maybe you're not okay and that you need help. Or maybe this is a time where you are like, I'm doing great. How can I be of service and help? And sometimes we have to have, and we experience both. At some point of our lives, we have all been in a position where we needed to ask help from our community, or we needed to give help to our community. So where is that being highlighted for you right now? Really pay attention to what's coming up and coming through for you. And also pay attention to your dreams too, because that will give you a better understanding and idea of like what this energy is asking of you specifically. We also have specular hematite and Septarian in between the heart chakra and the throat chakra. So with specular hematite, I specifically got this because it glitters and shines. So this is our heart chakra. Leo rules the heart chakra. So following your heart, grounding those heart-led ideas, those heart-led creations into this reality, and understanding that even your creative endeavors, even your creative ideas, and anything that you feel like you want to create, if you ground that, how will that end up being a service to the collective and to your community? You might be surprised, and it might not be what you expected, or it might be exactly what you expected and something you've been working on, right? So like being confident in that, leading with your heart, leading and knowing that like you are supported. Think about this. Think about how many ancestors it took for you to be here now. And think about how many of those ancestors have prayed and asked for a better life for those behind them and those moving forward in their generation. So why aren't you supported? You are supported, not just by your ancestors, but also the universe, God, spirit, however you want to call it. So leading with those heart-based things, that's really who we are as people, right? That's what makes us human. When we move with our heart, that's when we help humanity. We also have Sepatarian. This is a great stone for public speaking. This is a great stone for speaking your truth, for getting in front of an audience and really sharing about your own transformation. So this is in between the heart chakra and the throat chakra. So you might be surprised if you just share your story, how that might inspire others. So if you've been feeling called to and share your story, and this doesn't mean you have to put it on social media, you might find some success if you do that, since Aquarius does rule social media and technology, but this might just be more of like speaking your truth, right? And also speaking your truth in a way that's going to help propel you into the success that you desire for the future, right? So this is also identifying the narratives and the stories that you're telling yourself and others, because words be magic. Words are magic. So whatever you speak, whatever you think, the more energy you give into it, the more you will manifest it. So are you speaking in alignment with your future desires and dreams? Are you speaking in alignment with the heart-led ideas? Or are you speaking out of fear? So even just identifying like, what is the story that you're telling yourself? What is the story that you're telling others? And also, is there something about your story that you can share with others that can really help them through whatever they're going through? And again, I'm telling you, oftentimes you don't know who you're inspiring. You might be inspiring somebody that may not even be telling you until you share your story. So this is very much like sharing your story, but knowing when the time is right, because this is a moon of solitude. This is a moon of kind of, yes, being with your community, but like being with your community when you need to be, and but really taking time to help yourself. So as I said, this is my what's the word? Words. Sacred Revolution deck, and it's a very juicy deck with a lot of information. I know what this card is, but because it's so much information, I'm just going to read it to y'all. So we got this one here. I'm just going to give y'all a minute. I really love this deck, by the way. It's very Aquarius vibes. So we got, I know it's like the Lemurian Water Keepers or something like that. Yep, oh, it is. Lemurian Water Keepers. Okay, so Lemurian Water Keepers. I'm going to read the sparkling essence, so like the keywords and also the shadow words, and I'll read the channeled message. So sparkling essence of this card is ancient Lemurian and Atlantean lineage. I can't tell you how much alien energy has been prevalent for me over the weekend. So raising our collective consciousness, raising and connecting to our original roots, right? High vibration and frequency, precognition, sonar, dolphin pods, whale wisdom, Arc of the 13 original skulls, Pacific Ocean, Mu, crystal temples, telos, crystal cities, and androgynous Lemurians. And with the shadow aspects, we have the fall of civilizations, which I think we're seeing happening in the US in particular, and other places too, improper use of power, devastation, flooding, insidious power, science over spirit, history repeating itself, and destructive ego. So this is again where honoring our truth, honoring the truth of the past, honoring what was, but also honoring what you desire, and understanding the past is the past and our history was our history, and we can learn from our history or we can repeat the same mistakes. And I can tell you, this has been something that's been channeled to me over and over again. We are repeating the same patterns that Atlantis repeated. And the reason that Atlantis fell down in civilization is because they got too technological advanced, too technological forward, where they completely dismissed their heart. So the fact that this is coming up during a very heart-based season, I think is really important. So the channeled message for this is, I am the wisdom keeper of civilizations past with vast power. My knowledge is inscribed in ancient droplets of water, each a library of knowing. I am vast like the ocean in this infinite expanse, and I hold the key codes of water and liquid light as I emanate those out into the world. I resonate with the sonic frequencies of dolphins in their infinite joy and oneness. I dance and play with my kin deep in the depths of the ocean. I tune into the frequencies of whales and sing their song, and I allow it to vibrate through every cell in my being and transform, cleanse, and purify me. I am one with the grandmother ocean and her crystalline waters, and they flow through my veins like the blood of Gaia, feeding my cells with the pure frequency of liquid, unconditional love. So, unconditionally loving yourself, remembering we are all connected, remembering that we are all one, remembering our ancient wisdom. This has also been a very ancestral weekend. I can't tell y'all how much and how many experiences I personally have with ancestors coming through. Aquarius technically, I think some people don't see Aquarius to be ancestral, but I really believe that it is very ancestral. So righting wrongs within our ancestral lineage, but also taking the magic and the medicine that was given to us through our lineage, through our ancestry, and utilizing that for our own well-being, but also taking that energy and putting it, emitting it out there so others can benefit from that magic and medicine too. And this is still in Leo season, right? So having fun, playing, like this gives me like beach vibes, ocean vibes. And it literally came with the energy of the ocean. So that's what I have for the reading. We're going to go ahead and do the Limpias, and then I will open up for anybody who would like a individual card pull. So let's go ahead and take some water. Whew, that was a lot. All right, let's go ahead, and you're definitely seeing all the ancestral stuff coming up too. Yes, and actually I want to say something real quick before I even get into the Limpias. So something that's been really loud for me this year, and this is something I've known, but I haven't really acted on it because I didn't know enough or didn't feel confident in what I knew, right? This is literally like in the reading. So during this time, so August to September, I don't know the exact time frame, was the original celebration of Day of the Dead, but it wasn't just Day of the Dead, it was 40 days and 40 nights of honoring your ancestors. And so from my personal experience, I believe the summer solstice is a portal from the other side, and as we get closer to the fall equinox, that's the other side, the death frequency being open. So it's like that portal of life going into death. So this is a transitional time where that rainbow bridge between the other side and our world are kind of like coming and joining together. So we are in the original time of when that holiday, Days of the Dead, I guess is what I would call it until I really know the proper term, is happening now. We're in that season now. So there's a lot of ancestral things coming up. There's a lot of ancestral support wanting to come through. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to where your ancestors are speaking and how they're speaking to you and where they're coming through. And I'm getting ready to take a class on this, so I'll be able to have more information for y'all. But technically Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, is a colonized holiday, and the reason that it's celebrated, that the time that it's celebrated, is because it was to coincide with Catholicism and Christianity to match up with All Saints Day and All Souls Day, which is celebrated on the November 1st and November 2nd, and it also ties in with Samhain, with Halloween. So it was a way of basically being able to preserve the original culture and not have it be taken away due to the colonization of Christianity and Catholicism. And that's very Aquarius energy too, right? Like being like, you know what? We understand that we can't like we're not being allowed to celebrate our holiday the original way in which we want and desire. So what we're gonna do instead is we're going to celebrate All Saints Day and Souls Day with you guys, but we're really celebrating our own culture, but we're kind of like tampering it down or simmering it down, hey Brooke, in order for us to still preserve our culture and still allow it to be led forward, and pray and hope that one day the people will remember their roots and will decolonize this holiday and will remember where it came from. So that's very much been like the focus for me this year. So again, that ancestral portal is very prevalent right now because we are in the original time frame where that rainbow bridge between life, summer solstice, and the fall equinox, death and transformation, are kind of joining together. So I still think that celebrating Dia de los Muertos on November 1st and 2nd is still a beautiful thing, because there absolutely is a portal, because I also believe that if there's enough people doing it on the same day and the same time, that portal energy is still being created. So I'm kind of in favor of doing it basically from August all the way until November. Like that's kind of how I'm planning on celebrating it. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the Limpias. I also wanted to say too, if you would like to tip me at any point in time, you can do so at Venmo at ameaningfuldream, or Cash App at ameaningfuldream, or PayPal at ameaningfuldream@gmail.com. I went to post the comment. I can't, and if I exit this, it kind of messes with the whole live. So I know in previous lives I've posted it, or if y'all know me or you want to tip me later, you can message me and I can give you the info. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Let's take another one. Let's take one more. And I just want you to go ahead, sit back and relax as I do this mini Limpias for us. And after the Limpias, I will be opening up for anybody who wants an individual card pull too. Okay. Ready? Spirit guides, ancestors, star sisters, animal sisters, and plant sisters, please remove what no longer serves us. Please remove any energies that are being asked to be let go of for this Aquarius full supermoon, blue moon, and to release this back into the earth for it to be healed, and to create a space of healing within ourselves, within our family, and within our communities. As we remove these energies that no longer serve us, may this also help us find our tribe and find those who we're meant to be with as well. We go ahead and we remove this with love and gratitude. right, y'all, I'm going to use my thunder drum. It can get a little loud, just fair warning, okay? So may we remove what doesn't serve us and not be afraid to shake things up. Help break up any stagnant energy so we may flow within the path of love, within the path of our heart. So this comes with the mantra, I am grateful for freedom. So I'm going to go ahead and spray it 3 times. Feel free to say the mantra alongside with me. I am grateful for freedom. I am grateful for freedom. I am grateful for freedom. Receive, receive, receive. We are grateful for freedom. We are grateful for freedom. We are grateful for freedom. Receive, receive, receive. And may this magic and this medicine and what we've released help make space within our hearts to invite the joy and the happiness in which we desire, to remind ourselves that we create our own joy, we create our own happiness, even in the darkness, even in the light. And may we receive this love, may we receive this light, may we receive this vitality and this strength, and remember that we have all the tools within us. And when we trust our intuition, that will only lead us to a path of success. We ask that the ancestors be with us, to protect us, and to guide us into sunnier days, and to lead the way for our soul's desires and our soul's purpose. And may Luna's magic, may Luna's energy give us the medicine that we need to move forward, to speak our truth, to live our truth, to be authentic, to speak up, to stand up for what's right, and to guide us along our own paths and our own journeys. And we invite peace into our homes, to our hearts, our minds, our bodies, and our souls, with our friends, our families, and even community. Thank you. Bless you. It's so dope of me. Go ahead, if you have some water, take a sip. And And I would like to invite, if anyone would like a individual card pull, to please drop an emoji, and I would love to tune in for you. That was really nice. I feel so calm, so good. If I haven't said this already, this full moon is a good time to clean your home, to let go of things, to declutter, to really just follow the flow that feels good for you. All right. Thank y'all so much too for being here. Thank y'all so much for being a part of this live too. It really does mean a lot. This gives me soul purpose, and I'm here for it. So you're cleaning right now. Oh, I love that. Perfect. That's so good. So let's start with Kelsey. And again, if you would like a card pull for you, go ahead and drop an emoji. I'd be more than happy to do that for you. So let's start with Kelsey first. Kelsey, spirit guides, ancestors, what do we have for Kelsey for this full moon? Ooh, ooh, that card almost didn't want to come out. All right, what? Oh, okay. Damn, we get lots of cards. Okay, so Kelsey, you got the 5 of Wands in reverse. You also got the 3 of Swords in reverse. And this is a card that like didn't want to come out. And then you also got boundaries, bloom, Aquarius. Oh, we got 5 cards. Okay. Capricorn and hibernation. Okay, so let's start with this first. So Kelsey, I feel like with all these cards coming up, they are very connected. And it kind of almost tells a story. So the story that I'm getting is if there's been any inner turmoil, or if there's been any inner frustration or any heartbreak that you've been going through and experiencing, understanding that taking some time to hibernate, to really focus on yourself and to have those boundaries with others will allow you to bloom and be able to show up in to the collective and for the collective in the way that makes the most sense for you. So this is a time where I feel like, Kelsey, you're being asked to really take time to really evaluate this maybe heartbreak or this inner turmoil or this inner conflict or feeling. It almost gives me this energy of like, I want to be here, but I want to be there, but this is what I'm being asked to do. It's like kind of FOMO energy. And so by taking time to hibernate, and where's the hibernate? Taking time to hibernate, to just focus on yourself and upholding those boundaries will give you the opportunity to bloom so you can show up in the way in which you're being called to do. And some things that I'm feeling with this too is sometimes we get messages of like what we need to do next before we're actually ready to do it. So, and what we had earlier in the collective is preparation, right? So like, what are you being asked to prepare that maybe isn't ready to be given now, but it will be something that you'll be able to give later. And it will be something that will not only help you bloom, but it will also help those around you bloom. And Aquarius energy too is also about visualizing. It's also about taking time to really look within your third eye and really feel the things that you desire and to really dream big. So don't limit yourself. I almost kind of get this feeling, Kelsey, that there's some sort of either unrecognized dream or dream that we have that maybe we're scared of and or not sure of how to move forward with it, and this time of solitude is going to give you the answers. Yeah, you had these 2 cards, bloom and boundaries. So being okay with having the boundaries and being okay, like, you know, Aquarius energy it's about the collective and it's about our community, but it's also about standing up for what's right. And in no way, shape, or form does Aquarius tolerate toxic behavior or toxic patterns or things. We're in the age of Aquarius, so we're going to see a lot of things, structures, our society, government, things like that fall because of those saying, you know what, that's a boundary, that's a no. Like, this is not something I agree with. So sometimes Aquarius energy is going against the collective, but it's for the betterment of the collective. And that can be a result is in our family and our friendships too. Refilling your cup and getting to know yourself and sifting through grief so you can come out well grounded in a better position to receive your blessings and so your offerings will be better received. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. And that's hard sometimes because it's that energy of FOMO, right? That energy of like, you feel like you're missing out, but actually the thing that you need to do is all the things that you've listed, because that's what you're missing out on. Like, don't miss out on yourself. Hello, love is cool. So I'm glad that resonated for you, Kelsey. Thank you so much for being here and for being present and for all of your support too. If you like to tip me, you can go ahead and do so. I can give you all the information after this live because I can't post the comment. And if anybody else who has joined us recently or are still here would like a card pull for them, please go ahead and drop an emoji and I would do so for you. So I'm really happy that resonated for you, Kelsey. I believe in you. I love that you had the bloom card too. So you're on the way. And honestly, oftentimes your biggest heartbreaks lead you to the most revolutionary idea. And that's very much like what this time is about. Yes, Katie, you are next. So I'm going to go ahead and pull cards for you too. So go ahead. Spirit guides and ancestors, star sisters, what magic do we have for Katie? Ooh, I love it when everyone's cards just come out like so easy peasy. Spirit guides, ancestors. Okay. Damn, I didn't even get to finish asking. They're like, this is it. This is it. I love that. Okay. So Katie, love. Okay. I'm going to start with the moon cards first. So you got the full moon card, which is awesome. I love that 2 readings back to back. We got the Aquarius card and now we have the full moon card. Like, so on brand for this moon. So you got the full moon. Then you also got Purify, the sage moon, with the 3 of Wands and the Chariot in reversed. So you got the Purify moon with the full moon. So you're totally on the cusp of making a dream that has been years in the making. It's not Mexico. Your ancestors want you to stay. Ooh, I can't wait to hear more about that, Kathy. So Katie, you're being asked to really ask, how can you fill your own cup? What do you need to do to provide fulfillment? How can you fulfill yourself? Where do you need to purify things in your life, which requires you to slow down, to take your time, and knowing that by slowing down, you're actually moving forward quicker. And that within that slowing down, there's some sort of opportunity, there's some sort of portal that I don't think you can see coming, or you know it's coming, but what's on the other side, we don't know. So you're being asked, like, the fact that you're literally cleaning is so perfect, the fact that you got this card. So this is talking about cleaning things out of your home. I know you recently did a home cleanse, which can trigger the desire to clean things in your life, to cleanse things in your life. So you're probably being asked, what isn't working right now that isn't allowing you to feel, to have fuel, but to also feel fulfilled. You're also being asked to maybe take some time to purify your health and wellness, to take time to like maybe look at your health and your diet specifically is what I'm hearing. Like, is there something about that? And I know you've mentioned that before. I feel like you're really being asked, like, this is a big cleanse, essentially, is what I'm getting. Like, this is a time of like a big release, a big cleanse, where you're feeling this energy of things aren't working, some things are working, but what isn't working has to go. Yeah, okay, I'm so sorry you got diagnosed with celiac, but there's a way to help yourself with that, and I think it is just managing your diet, and everything has been so chaotic. So all of the more reason to slow down. So you can really take time to like heed and proceed with caution, but also take time to see like what is being presented to you. Because this is how I see you. Like, here you are, like, why is this happening? What's going on? And this is spirit being like, we have something for you. So be willing to walk through this. And I think for you, this means going within, really slowing down, and really looking at which path and directions are you taking that aren't working. This also makes me think of like a path and the energy that maybe you're going to take like a different direction, that maybe you're going to take a different path that maybe wasn't shown to you until recently. And that's why things are so chaotic, to kind of shake things up and to get you to shake things up, to get you to look at things differently. And I feel like sometimes we need a shake up because we can, and it's not to say what you were doing before was bad, but sometimes we're being redirected, and in order to be redirected, things have to get shooken up a little bit so that redirection can happen, because otherwise, would you have gone in that direction? Would have that been something that you would have moved towards? And I feel like this is asking you to really just take your time with how you move forward and really evaluating what you want to keep pursuing and what you no longer want to pursue. I'm almost getting this energy of like going back to school or learning something. Like there's a school energy that I'm like feeling with this. So there's something I think you want to, something has recently presented itself to you and maybe you want to learn more. And the way to do it is to kind of move in a slow pace, in a slow direction. So, but this is a time too to also see like, what have you accomplished and how much have you accomplished? And maybe there's been certain things in your life where those contracts are up, where those contracts are kind of in a space of like, okay, well, I fulfilled my end of the deal. This isn't working. So now it's time to move on. And they opened up a new program to you too. Ooh, I love that. I didn't know you were going back to school. I love that they opened up a new program. I would take some time to really consider it. I would take some time to really look into it, because there might be something there for you that maybe you weren't already thinking about or wasn't already on your radar. And that's very much this energy of this full moon too, is that Uranus energy, it can bring in sudden opportunities or sudden new directions and sudden shakeups to make you go in a different way that you were always meant to go. You always were going to get there, but it just needed this certain place, time, and moment for everything to align for that to happen for you. So I would really consider what that is going to be for you. So I hope that resonated for you, Katie. Thank you so much again for all of your love and support and for being here. And I wish you nothing but good luck with everything. Ooh, I'm so excited. And if you like a card or any polls for you, go ahead and drop an emoji. I'd be happy to do so. And if you'd like to tip me later, you can do so at Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. You can message me afterwards to get that info. All right, love is cool. Let's see, or love is cool? Is that what it is? No, I think I'm like lovely is cool. All right, let's see what we have for you. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. And even just sharing this and liking it and commenting on it is also an incredible way to support me too. But I receive all the support. I receive all the abundance in every way, shape, or form. And just thank you all so much. So love is cool. Let's see what we get for you. Your tag name is so on brand for the Aquarius moon. All right, so what do we have for, oh, okay. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, damn, we got lots of cards for you. So I think we have like another like story. I feel like that's how these cards want to be when they come out like that. So we're going to start with the first card. Let me take a look here. Okay. All right. So your first card, oh, yay, I love that. See, support, growing the community. Thank you, Kelsey. I love that. Love, love, love that. So my love is cool. You got the Hermit card for your first card. This was the first card that I saw. So I feel like this is your main message, and these are kind of supporting messages that came with it. So your Hermit card is being asked and asking of you to be a hermit, which I know Katie has mentioned, I know that Kelsey has mentioned, and I believe I mentioned it, that energy of solitude, which is this Hermit card. So taking time to hermit for a minute. This is a time where I know many of astrologers have said like avoid large crowds, avoid large like gatherings and things for the moment, because everybody has something to say. And it's time to really hone in on what you need to say and what you are feeling. And so you're being asked to take time to go within, to be in solitude, to take time for yourself, and to maybe withdraw for a little bit from everything in order to kind of hone in on your own voice. And then you also got the Hierophant in reverse. So this is about going against structures, going against like this card traditionally is about like religion, orthodox like ideas. This is also about like schools and things like that. So you maybe making the decision to be a hermit right now is probably going against some kind of structure that you've been taught, which may be why we're feeling it, but I feel like you're being asked to like really go through it. Yes, and breaking through your old beliefs, breaking through old dogma, like taking time to evaluate what maybe subconscious dogma has been kind of propelling how you take action. So you're being asked to take a look at that. You have the Seven of Cups, so you might be also feeling unsure. There's a lot of different options here on the table, and they all feel the same, but they all feel different at the same time. So I feel like you have many options on the table, and in order to really understand which way is the best way is to take this hermit time for yourself, to break through those old beliefs and maybe go in a different path. And I really feel like too, emotionally, we might be feeling things are chaotic, are all over the place, that we're feeling a lot of feels. The Seven of Cups card can also be a card of like feeling a little lost. And you trust either you'll be okay. You will absolutely be okay. This, I think, is a big growth period for you. And then you also got the Six of Wands. So this is also being, and it's interesting because you're a social media guy, so you're all over social media a lot. So maybe taking time to not have the light on you for a minute, or to not have the light on what you're doing for a minute. It doesn't mean that you're being asked to quit, but I think what you're being asked is like, is ego getting in the way? Or do you not feel like you're being seen in the way in which you desire? And is that a result of ego, or is that a result of maybe we just feel a little too spread thin? And I feel like you have success that wants to come through, but you also have to see yourself as a success that you already are, and that you are becoming that success, right? Because I feel like sometimes we have this idea of like, when I hit this is when I'm really successful, versus like looking at you're awake, you're alive, you're taking actionable steps to make this dream a reality. That's success. And I feel like you're rewriting how you see success and how you're being seen in that way. But sometimes we have to kind of move away in order to understand what is our gift, so we can be seen in the way in which we know we're meant to be seen. And then you also got the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is about your wishes fulfilled. So after you take some time to go within, to break through those orthodox ways of being, to really evaluate all of your different directions, looking at how you can allow yourself to be seen, becoming the students, your wishes will be fulfilled. This is like those loving wishes. This is one of my favorite cards. This is like the wish card. So what are you wishing for? And then you have the Divine Feminine that comes. So like, I love how it literally came like a story. And the Divine Feminine is typically the Empress. So you also got, I would say, 3 major arcana cards. So this is a very pivotal time for you. So how you may present yourself with social media in the future might be groundbreaking in some ways, but you need to take some time to kind of be away from it to see like what that ends up being and what that's going to end up being specifically for you. I love that you've been practicing more self-love and reflecting, because that's what this divine feminine energy is. She attracts things to her. She doesn't necessarily chase those things. And she also is abundant. She's so abundant. She has more than enough to give. And she is seen just by existing, by being in her beauty, by shining in her light. This is very much like the rose, right? The rose, when it is birthed, it's beautiful just as is. And the pollinators come purely based off the scent. She's not putting up a sign or anything like that, like, hey, I'm here. It's her energy. So I feel like what you're really being honed in and being asked to do is like, look at your energy. Where can you utilize your ability to attract and your ability to nurture and to love not just what you're doing, but yourself, that will naturally bring things and people towards you. And you also got focus and Leo. So like literally we got like at least one moon card that was relevant to the current astrology alignment. So focusing in on your desires, focusing in on your wishes. Maybe we've been feeling kind of pressured because there's wishes of others along with our own wishes, and now we can't tell which is which. And so taking time to kind of look at what is success to you, how can you create that success, what are your wishes ultimately, and how can you manifest that abundance just by simply being and attracting and focusing on your energy and being loud and proud about it, right? So like the Empress doesn't mean like you aren't using your voice. It doesn't mean that you aren't loud. It doesn't mean that you're not like going towards things, but it's also just understanding like there's a fine balance of like chasing things versus like allowing things to come to you, and like working smarter, not harder, and feeling that for yourself. I'm also feeling this energy of like just looking at yourself in the mirror differently, like seeing yourself as this beautiful goddess or god. Yes, and like I think that chasing without even knowing is embedded into our culture. It's embedded into our society. It's embedded even into our religions that we may have grown up with in our lineages in certain cultures. And so that could be a subconscious programming that you are unprogramming and unlearning so you can be in this space, right? And this is a very heart-based energy too. So like, are you pursuing things without taking your heart with you? And then with this Leo energy, it is about being loud and proud. It is about leading with your heart. And that was the main message in here too, is like leading with your heart. I love that. I love that you've been looking in the mirror a lot since you were younger, and still today you sit in front of yourself. That's a good practice to do, is to like really just love yourself through the mirror. But also remember that the mirror is just a reflection of you. It doesn't even show all full parts of you. So that reflection also has to be within as well. Outside with taking your heart, like you actually, yeah, believing in what you're doing. Absolutely. Believing in what you're doing, believing that what you're doing is in alignment with you, believing that people will find you, believing that you'll be seen, believing in your success, believing in the success and the dreams that you desire, and like dreaming big. This is like the hero energy, right? So like how are you your hero in the story? So if you've been looking for something to like help you in this situation, you're not going to find it, because that something is you. Only you're going to be able to help your situation. Only you're going to be able to help things manifest in the way in which you desire. So that's that earlier energy that I was talking about with this Aquarius full moon, having the sense of like being responsible for ourselves. So you are the hero, right? This is so much like Lion King energy. Like you are the king. You're the king of your kingdom, and you can't run away from that. And the more that you do, the the harder it might be to come back. It's not impossible, but ultimately the king has to save his kingdom. I'm glad that you think that this is amazing. And you're wearing a Lion King belt? Oh my gosh, that's so perfect. Wow. See, Spirit's really allowed to, like, through this full moon. I'm telling you, this full moon has, like, if you really allow yourself to tune in, if you really allow yourself the space to listen and to just hear what comes through, things are just like that. And, like, it's so, like, alarming, literally. So that's what I have for you, Love is Cool. I hope that it resonated with you. And if you'd like to tip me after live, you can message me and I can share all my info for that. Thank you for being here. If you would like to share or support in any way, shape, or form, I'm all about that too. thank you so much. It just means a lot to see so many of us here. You stay with it. The Hakuna Matata, you're about to follow me now. Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that. It is very much Hakuna Matata. Maybe that's something to do. I don't know when's the last time you watched Lion King, but this might be a good time. this this Aquarius energy is very much like, what movie can you watch that can inspire you? And sometimes it is tapping back into the inner child. Sometimes, like, and we are in Leo season too, so it's like, what inner child movies did we watch, or what movies did we watch growing up that like made us feel like really inspired and like, yeah, we're gonna take on the world, like, you know, like Cheetah Sisters, like Cheetah Girls, like that might be one that I watch. So, you know, we're all Cheetah Sisters. Our spots are different in different colors, but we're all one big family, even though we don't look the same. So yes, definitely do that. If there's anyone else that is here that would like me to pull some cards for you, please go ahead and drop an emoji. Otherwise, I will get moving and get going. Yes, I love it. And actually, while I'm giving y'all a minute, I want to just share something that happened, or actually some things that happened over the weekend. Yes, Kathy, you could do one. Did you drop an emoji and I missed you? I'm so sorry. You can absolutely, we can absolutely do one for you, Kathy. Okay, so I'll share my story after Kathy's reading first. So let's see what we have for Kathy. Spirit guides, ancestors, and star sisters. What magic and medicine do we have for Kathy for this Aquarius full moon? What magic and medicine do we have for Kathy for this Aquarius full moon, blue moon? Oh, yours came out pretty like simple. You got the Page of Cups, and you also got Reflect. I'm gonna actually pull a crystal for you too. Kathy, what message do we have for you? Ooh, Russian you little light, and I'm feeling that in your third eye. Okay, so with the Page of Cups and reflecting, you're being asked to reflect on the offers that you've had, the offers that are being made to you currently, and take time to really choose which one feels the best to you. I definitely feel with the Page of Cups too, this is giving me like inner child energy of like certain parts of you are being reawoken that maybe have been dormant after some time and are now having an opportunity to kind of be reprised. The Page of Cups energy too, it reminds me of this Lisa Frank tarot card that I have of the Page of Cups. It's like, how are you, like what kind of things did you do when you were a child that made you feel good in times of reflection and times of uncertainty? And if you see here, we have 6 different women and they're all holding a planet here with a pyramid and an ankh here. So what vision are you holding? What vision has continued to come to you that wants to be created and is also being offered in a way that maybe you weren't expecting? And also I'm hearing too, like even though things have shifted and you're not going to Mexico, that energy is still prevalent. And maybe what it is the community and the energy in which you felt in Mexico wants to be brought here. So how can you do that with like, and this makes me think with this pyramid and ankh, this is like ancestral support, ancestral guidance, and this is also that higher consciousness. So it's all coming together. How can we blend these ideas into this new offering that wants to be made, especially with the reflecting card? So this is a time where you're probably reflecting on past choices, past decisions, past options, and current options and future options. So I feel like you're being asked to kind of move slowly, but trust in your intuition with where you're being guided to go. And with the third eye, with Russian Ululite in your third eye chakra, this is about really honing in on what you want. Like what is it that you really want? Like what's the core of your desire? And like you said, you're not moving to Mexico. So was it that you really, and maybe this is like something that's been coming up, was it that you wanted the community and the energy that you felt in Mexico, but maybe not in Mexico? Or is this something where at the core of it, you desired that community or that way of living? And how can you do that with your children? You said you turned down an offer in another state and you need to be here, and the core is to be earth people. I love that. So this is, I think, asking you to like that core, like focus on that core desire, focus in on that core vision, and really ground that and ask yourself, how can you be earth people with what you already have right now? And what does that look like in the future? And I'm hearing like, don't dismiss what you're able to do now, because that's what's going to get you into the future. So like Aquarius energy is very much like working with what you have and making the best of it. I find that with Aquarius energy that they can actually thrive with restrictions and limitations. My husband is an Aquarius stellium, so he basically is like all Aquarius. And I've noticed that within his work and with his way of being and with how our house has kind of become, that sometimes those restrictions actually are doorways to something more, but you have to see it from like a different perspective. So I feel like that's what you're being asked to do, is like that core vision. How can you make that core vision happen with where you are now? And I think you know what that looks like. But then what other perspective or idea is coming through that's going to really help ground that now and into the future? But taking your time with it. This is not to say like to make a decision tomorrow. If you've been planning on this for a long time, then tomorrow would be like a good day, but this is something to like take your time with. And I think you're going to find something really beautiful. Hello, Canna Summermere. I'm so sorry if I butchered y'all's names. What's up, Canna Summermere? It's good to see you. So Kathy, I think just focus in that core thing, that core desire, and then allow the other pieces to kind of fall into place. And I think something will happen for you quicker. So I hope that resonated with you. I hope that you enjoyed that, and thank you again for all of your support and all of your magic that you do. And if you're buying a little farm, you're so welcome. Ooh, I can't wait to see this little farm. I can't wait to hear all about it. I know you told me briefly a little bit, but I want to hear more about it as you pursue it and as things continue to happen for you, because that's really exciting. Yay! So I feel like that's what I have. I feel like I'm kind of at my capacity of offering things, but I wanted to leave off with sharing this story about just listening to spirit and trusting in your intuition. I receive your love. Thank you so much. And at any point in time, if anyone wants to tip me, you can go ahead and do so at Venmo, Cash App, at ameaningfuldream, or PayPal, ameaningfuldream@gmail.com. And if you need that information, you can message me afterwards, because I can't post it here right now. But I just wanted to again communicate that if you're really allowing yourself to listen with this full moon energy, and also with the other side of our ancestors and that portal opening, that they will come through. So this is a great time to ask your ancestors for love. This is a great, or for support or for guidance, because they will come through. Okay. So over the weekend, we had my magic kitty. She's really truly is my magic kitty. Like, anytime she's acting up or anytime she's acting weird, I always know that there's some kind of magical influence in some way, shape, or form. So she woke us up and kept us up at like 3 o'clock in the morning one night. And throughout that whole time, she kept acting like she saw something in the house. But I never felt like anything bad. I never felt anything wrong. And the other thing that was really interesting is that when I did finally get up with her, because she was not allowing us to sleep, she kept going to sit by the ofrenda, the ancestor altar, and she kept even going by like the pet ofrenda, the pet ancestor altar, and she just kept staring at it, or she would sit by it, or she would just be near it, and wouldn't necessarily be asking for love, but she would just keep like being in that space. And the day before, I asked the ancestors, like, please let us know you're here. So that was one instance. And so then the following night, this was the night that we had storms here in Michigan, at 3 in the morning, So 3 in the morning again, and 3 in the morning is the time where the veil is thin between the other side. So this is a time where our ancestors might come in, whether it be through our dreams. Sometimes they might literally wake us up, or where spirits come through, and this is considered like a witching hour. And this is also considered like a portal hour because some believe that it was the opposite time of when Jesus Christ was crucified, because he was crucified at 3 p.m. So 3 a.m. is like the opposite time, right? So 3 a.m. hits the next day, and somebody's smoke alarm is going off. And it consistently went off for like a half hour, probably even more. And it got to the point where like it was close to our house, but we couldn't tell where it was. And so we tried to investigate to see if it was like around our house, and it ended up not being around our house. So then Dave decided to go on a neighborhood walk investigation, and it ended up being a house that was behind us, but like not behind us. And they had a smoke detector sitting on their front porch on like a desk. And the moment that Dave got up to it, it stopped. And just the way that it happened and how it happened, and it happened right after the rain, made us feel like, okay, clearly spirit is speaking to us. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, I pull out my cards. I'm in bed, like pulling like messages, and there was definitely a message for from the ancestors to both Dave and I, more specifically Dave. So then later that day, and because we continued to stay up because we were unable to go back to sleep, we decided we're going to go have a nice breakfast and enjoy that, and at least give ourselves like a nice nourishing meal, especially after 2 nights of being awoken at 3 o'clock in the morning and not being able to go back to bed. So we do that, nice, cool. Then we decide we're going to run a couple errands at some stores. We go to 2 different places. We go to the first place, and the moment that we walk in, alarms started to go off in the makeup section, which is where I was going because I was looking for new eyebrow stuff. And they continued to go off up until we even left the store, but they weren't going off until moments after us being in the store. And then we go to the next store, go in, run in our errand, cool, got it done, right? Then we come back out and we see our car being, or because we were parked in like the parking lot, so like near our car there was a fire truck, firemen, police, security guards, like all surrounding and barricading the area that we parked our car. So Dave and I are like, oh my God, another fire alarm, another fire energy, like what is happening? So we get up there and we go, and I ask the fireman, is everything okay? And he proceeds to tell us that the car parked next to us started smoking black smoke and was starting to potentially become dangerous. So they were called and they had to put it out, and you could see like all the water and stuff. Like the car was literally next to us. That car wasn't there when we first got there, and we were only in the store for like 15 minutes. So there was a lot of messages, and like I know with spirit and with Dave's ancestors, and even sometimes my ancestors, sometimes they're really loud and dramatic to like get your attention. And there were messages for us each and every time, and the message was like pay attention, alarm, enlightenment, like change, like sudden shift. Like, so when I say this is a good time to ask for your ancestors, like really pay attention, and they will let you know that they're there. They will let you know that they're here to support you and here to guide you. So whatever comes up, whatever comes through, really listen and pay attention to it, because there's something there for you. And it can also be, you know, a warning. I think for us, it was a combination of messages and a warning and other things too. But I'm telling y'all, I asked him like the day before all this started to happen, I literally went to the ofrenda and said, please let us know that you're here. We're asking for your help with certain things. And they were loud and clear. So yeah, so listen to your intuition, listen to your ancestors. The medicine is very loud right now. So I'm going to go ahead and close this space, and I just want to say thank you all so much for being here, for being a part of the live. If you would like to purchase a Luna Essence or Sunny Days, you can go on my website at ameaningfuldream.com. There you can also sign up for my upcoming classes, Become a Teen Oracle at Moonlit Mystic, and the Home Cleansing class at Dark to Light. And you can also shop other things in the apothecary, see other things that I'm working on, and also sign up for my newsletter, my email newsletter that I send out every week and month. So yeah, and if you'd like to tip me, go ahead and give me some time and I can respond to your messages afterwards. So, all right, let's go ahead and close the space. And thank you all so much for being here, whether you're here now or even after the live. It really does mean a lot to me, and you're really helping support this community. You're helping support my dream and my purpose. Ready? Thank you, spirit guides and ancestors and star ancestors and plant ancestors. We close this portal and we close this space, and with gratitude and with love, we receive your messages with light and with shadow. Thank you for all of your love. Thank you for your guidance, your blessings, and more. And may you close this space with love, gratitude, peace, and joy. And may you help everyone who is here during the live or watching after have a beautiful Aquarius full moon, supermoon, blue moon, and a good rest of their moon day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for guiding us. It's so dope to be. Thank you so much for your love and your dedication, your wisdom. It is my pleasure. It is my pleasure to be of service. This truly is a service. It really does mean a lot to be able to have this opportunity, to be able to have this platform so I can be of service. So thank you. You're helping me live the dream. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Happy Aquarius supermoon blue moon, full moon. And I will see you next time for the Virgo new moon, and I'll be announcing that here soon. So I love you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.